Hey, how are you? Hello, you, and you right there. If it ain't him, her, or
It's,
them, yes, it's a we thing for real.
yes,
Today,
yes,
I
yes.
wanted to highlight and ask another question. You know me, I love questions. What's
Yeah.
wrong? I mean, no, what happens when someone don't know how to grow? Or
Hmm.
better yet, don't know how to love?
And that is a awesome question. I think your mic went out too. That is a real awesome question. Actually, that's two questions. What happens when a person doesn't know how to grow and you don't know how to love? Um, that is a really good. First of all, start this evening off with that's two good topics that is merged into one. That is very, very good. But I'm going to answer your first question. What happens when a person doesn't know how to grow? Hmm. When a person doesn't know how to grow, they leave out a lot of things. They leave out to being open to new experiences. They leave out to being stuck in one space. Um, they may not be open minded. I'm not going to say they may not be open minded. They may be fearful of growing because if they grow, they may not understand what their possibilities are on the in the growing process. Um, Growing comes with happiness, sadness, hurt. It also comes with empowerment. Empowerment to be able to understand how strong you are. That's what growth is. Growth is also understanding, okay, I've been through these things, but now I'm on the quest to make it better and change things. So how can I do that to better myself? Whether it's male or female. That's what
Okay, now I see your aspect and I
growing.
understand you fully.
Hmm.
Now I want to ask. Now I want to ask you this. Now, what
Okay.
if that's not what they see growth as? What if growth is I just see myself with these problems or this
Hmm.
situation in this hula hoop, and it goes no farther than that, and that's all they know.
If we're gonna look at it from that aspect, this is what you do, and you get that's one. You got to completely get off of it. Um, you have to get off of it so that you can grow. Because if you don't, you're just going to keep going around in that same circle, and that is something that you really don't want to do. Um, when you get off, figure out what your destination of growth is going to be. You have to. That is a must. Um,
So now I would
have to
definitely
figure that out.
say, not to cut you off, but I would definitely say always want to learn.
That is
Like
true.
always have that in you because
Hmm.
I just feel like that's a need.
It is. Growth is definitely a need. Yes, it is. You have to learn grow. Um, some people are afraid of that.
That's
They very
true.
much they are afraid of it. Growth takes a lot of work. Growth takes a lot of power. But also what comes with growth is also understanding. Um, Understanding yourself, understanding what you're growing from, um, also moving forward and not going back to what you've grown from. Um, but that also goes with hand in hand with the other topic of when it comes to not knowing how to love. Those two go hand in hand. Um, Growth is connected to not knowing how to love because if you don't know how to love, you can't grow. Mm. Some people don't know how to. Some people know how to grow, but they don't know how to love. Some people know how to love, but they don't know how to grow.
Okay, I kind of want to shift your perspective a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Now, you know how like the mama's boy and the daughter's dad thing, or dad's daughter, however you want to say it. You know how that like little relationship be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to say if is that type of scenario, a
Mm-hmm.
mama's boy, and precisely,
Your mic went out. I can't. But if you're saying something, I can't hear you because it completely went out. Hello? Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Your mic can't went out completely out of the game. Now
No,
you
I
said,
was saying with it being a mama's boy type thing,
mm-hmm.
could you live life with always, always having mom's perspective or mom say so? Could you live life and grow without having mom's opinion on everything all the time when it comes to living your life?
Can I live without having my mom's opinion all the time? To be honest, I can because I'm doing that right now as we speak. I've learned how to adapt with that because, like a lot of people don't know, my mom has passed away. She's been gone for 7 years, so I don't have my mom's opinion on a lot of things. But what I do have that she has given me is knowledge and understanding on certain things, and some things, yes. Um, I don't have the knowledge and understanding on everything. I'm learning every step of the way, and that it's a learning curve that you have to learn. It's also a learning process. Um, you have to be able to be open to being able to grow, open to and wanting to learning how to love. That's how you move forward. Once you close those two doors, you become stagnant and stuck in the same space and trying to figure out a way how to get out of it because you can be given something or something can be put in front of you and that door, whatever's been given to you or put in front of you can be the door to opening up. It can be that key opening that door up to something else. But when that key and that door is opening up to something else, you have to be willing to walk through that door and not look back and let go of everything else and let go of everything else that has stopped you from growing, stopped you from loving. You have to let it go to move forward, to be open to a new way of growing and a new way of loving. It's like opening yourself up to being having a refreshing having a refreshing moment. It's called as I would like to call it, and I said I've said this before in previous shows that me and you have done. It's a reset moment. You're gonna have your hurtful moments, you're gonna have your painful moments, you're gonna have your depression moments, but don't ever stay there too long. You got to go through it to get to the other side. Yes, it's all going to be painful and hurtful, but if you do not go through it, you will not be able to see what's there for you on the other side once you go through it, because you have to be able to go through it to come out on the other side as a better person. And some people did go through it. continue to go through it, but not as willing to go through that door to see what's on the other side. Because one thing that could be stopping them, fear. And when you have fear in your life, or fear, something that has gripped you by fear, you cannot move forward. Fear is your ultimate. Fear is your biggest stop sign in life. Fear is your biggest stop sign in life in doing things that you want to do, things that you want to achieve, people you may want to meet. Fear can stop you from growing, period. Fear can stop you from loving, period.
Okay, can I kind of do a little story time? I just want to get my opinion.
No, no, sure, go ahead. You can stop me at any time.
Okay, my next question was gonna be: do you feel like somebody else's life, as far as the growth, kind of hurts you in a way? Is that okay to say?
Yeah, that you can say that somebody else's life can
Cause
hurt you in
I
a way.
honestly feel like that. Like somebody,
Your mic went out again. I can't hear you. Your mic went out again.
I don't know.
Yeah, repeat what you said again, because your mic
Can
had
you
went
hear
out.
me now? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
now I can.
Okay,
You,
no, I was saying, it was somebody I was just there for a solid goal, and somebody I definitely see myself like loving unconditionally. Like I wouldn't care who said what when they said I was there. I was there
hmm
to listen. I was there to
hmm
provide. I was there. Shit, you name it. Hello.
you was there.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it
so
hit.
so
Hold on, I'm
so.
not there yet. Give me a
hmm
minute. It hit me this one moment, and I was caught in the midst of hearing somebody else's opinion.
hmm
And then somebody else's opinion kind of, I don't know, it kind of stumped on my face, if you know what I mean.
hmm
It hurt me real bad. Like damn, how the fuck? Excuse my language. How can I
hmm
genuinely and unconditionally care for somebody, but the one person that's supposed to give this love and care and all this good stuff to this person can't even do so? That hurt me bad. I ain't
Okay,
gonna lie.
so let me explain this to you. The one person you gave all these things to, right? What if they don't know how to give it back? What if they were not taught how to give it back? What if they don't understand how to? They don't have the tools or the teaching or the understanding on how to, everything that you give, they don't have none of those tools to reciprocate it and give it back. And this is where it becomes a teachable moment in growth, because like
Yeah,
you're
and not to cut you off, but I get that, and I'm like so open minded now. It's
hmm
crazy because I'm thinking like, okay, I always say I like to look at my pretty beautiful mirror, but I was looking at myself and I'm like, you know what, Tia? He probably wasn't taught to love or care the way you have.
right,
Or
right,
maybe he wasn't taught this or see that, you feel me?
right,
Maybe
right,
he
right.
wasn't pit. Hold on, I don't know if you can hear me.
No, I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Maybe he wasn't put in a certain situation or live a certain lifestyle to make him feel or see a certain way.
Right. You mean
And
you wasn't
then
there?
that just made me dig deeper, like, damn.
hmm But if you
So
wasn't,
yeah, it's true. Somebody else well, I don't even know how to state that, but somebody else kinda hurt me too.
yeah. So it goes like this: hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you hurt, if that person hurts, that person can also spew his hurt onto you and hurt you. Not voluntarily doing it, not involuntarily doing it, but unknowingly doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
I've been
It took me through a loop, and it just had me open my eyes everywhere. Cause
Mm-hmm.
like for a certain point, I kept thinking to myself like, Tia, like, are you willing to go down this road, or are you willing to do this, or are you willing to step in and say this or say that, or
Mm-hmm.
just state facts? And
Right.
then I had to look at my man once again.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. Like
But
I'm
then,
there. I hear you. I preach to you. I give you all the affirmations in the world.
mm-hmm.
I'll be there
But it,
every drop of a second you
but
need
right.
emotional help or support.
But if
But
that person is, if that person, I don't mean to cut you off, but if that person is not willing to give what you give out to give it back, then why stick? Why stay there? Why stay
yeah,
there and endure it and go through it?
yeah,
And instead of saying, okay, listen, I'm giving you all these things, but you're not willing to give me back what I'm giving you. So that's what I have to do. To pick myself up, to go
yeah,
on, to figure out I'm going to grow from this, figure out how I'm going to move forward from this because you can move forward from pain. You can move forward from
yeah,
hurt. But the one thing you will never do is you will never forget how you got to how that person hurt you, how that person miswronged you, how that person didn't help you grow to become the best version of you. Because
yeah,
other
and
people, other people can stop you from growing. They really, really can. And I've learned that. Other people can stop you from becoming the man or the woman that you want to be because they want to keep you in that certain space. And when this goes along with wanting to grow, when people want to keep you in that certain space and hold you down and not help you grow, that's not a good space to be in. Because
mm,
the more you sit in that space and that person that's around you is not willing to help you grow, you are going to be sitting there and you're going to look up and be like, I still ain't grow. See everybody
or
else that's
or
around
just
me.
feeling stuck and sad.
But you got it. But see, when you feeling stuck and you feeling sad, you gotta be willing to get yourself out of that
I,
stuck space. Because
yeah, that's what I
sometimes,
was saying. Not wanting to be there. That's what I was
right.
saying.
But if you not wanting to be there, you gotta let that person know. Listen, I don't want to be here. I can't do this anymore. I have to literally walk away. I have to literally cut you off so that I can grow and become the person that I want to be. I can't stay stuck in the same spot that I've been stuck with that person for this long. Because the more you stay stuck, the more you're gonna feel like you can't get out.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, you might come along and somebody might want to come along and be a friend to you or be whatever to you, and you're being stuck in this situation. So this person may genuinely be that genuine person towards you or to you, and you being stuck in that one spot, it's not going to work because you're still stuck in that one spot. You don't want to let go. You don't want to move forward. So you just want to sit and stay stuck. And a lot of people are like that. I've been, to be honest, me personally, I've been there where I've been stuck in one spot, trying, I like to move forward, thinking that, okay, I can grow from whatever's going on. No, but you can't grow from whatever's going on because that person is hindering your growth because that person wants to keep
yeah,
you there. Because when a person stops you from growing, male or female, and they're hindering your growth, whatever you're growing from, they want to keep you there because of some form of control. It's some form of control, and they know if I keep this person right there, I have them. But once I know that they start growing and they grow more, and they start growing and growing and growing, I have no more control over that person.
yeah. I get that. I get
So
that.
at the end of at the end of be all, the more you grow, the more that person loses control. The more you can turn around and say, "Now, dang, I see the big picture. I see what the problem was. I see what the issue is. Now I can fix it and move forward. I'm
Yeah,
working on myself. I've cut. It's like it's like a toxin that when a person stops you from growing, they keep pouring that toxicness on you, and they keep pouring that toxicness on you, and you're trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and you ask yourself, "Hey, God, you get me out of this toxic situation. I promise you, I'll never go back." And once you keep speaking that to yourself, and it happens, and you promise yourself you'll never go back, trust and believe me, you won't go back. I don't care how many times people bring it to your attention. I don't care how many times people flip it on you or say, oh, you going to do this, you going to do that. Okay, yeah, you think that. You can think that all you want, but I know what I'm not going to do because I know what it felt like to be stuck in that situation. I know what it felt like not to grow. Now I'm at a space and time in my life where, hey, I can move forward and I can grow. I can grow as a man, I can grow as a woman, and I can be open to whatever comes next.
Yeah, I definitely get it. In that situation, I noticed I had to just put my mirror down. Like it wasn't no more looking at me. I seen the big picture that I need to see, and I was done. Like
Hmm.
I can't do it no more
So,
because
so
if I just keep if I
mhm,
keep inhaling all this, it's
you're
not
gonna
gonna
be,
get no
you're
better,
gonna,
and I'm be stuck in the same seat I'm in now.
you keep inhaling the issue, you're not gonna be good to yourself. You're not gonna be good to yourself because first and foremost, you got to be good to yourself. That's one. Be good to yourself, and once you start being good to yourself, everything else will follow. Everything else will definitely follow. Um, One piece of advice that I can give the viewers that are actually watching this as we do this is first of all, be good to yourself, be open minded to yourself, and be willing to be understanding to
Yes.
yourself. Understand why you went through what you went through. Understand what was the cause of what you went through, and then also understand how you fixed what you went through.
Yeah, and
Because
also I want to add, it's not to cut you off, but also I want to add, be willing to listen. Because I'm telling you, sometimes if you
yes,
just sit and listen, they'll.
mm, I have a I think your mic went out again, but have a I have a thing. Sometimes if you just let people talk, sometimes they tell on themselves a lot of times, and they reveal things about themselves that you probably didn't even know. "Oh, I didn't know that," but you don't tell that person that they revealed it because sometimes they don't even know that they revealed it. They don't even know that they revealed that part of themselves to you. So all in all, you have to just let people talk and vent because underlining under all of that not being able to grow is them peeling off the things that hurt them, peeling off the things that cause them pain, pushing away the people that even hurt them or cause them the pain once you let that person talk. Sometimes all that person needs sometimes is a listening ear. Sometimes all the person need is somebody to come along and say, hey, I'm this, can give you this. But the only way that I can give you A, B, C, and D is you have to allow me to. And some people who go through things are not that's not being able to grow or get over the hump that they go through is they don't allow it.
Yeah,
Yeah, allowing something new and fresh in your life after what you've been through is detrimental and it's painful and it's hurtful because
yeah,
you sit back and you go and you look back and be like, the what ifs start coming in. Well, what if I did this or what if I did that? But the what if is, yeah, what if you did this and did that? But guess what? That what if can probably still turn out to be the same outcome that you had that you just tried to leave. So you're going to end up with the what ifs trying to go back and try to fix it, but you can't because it's going to be the same outcome over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to, in order to grow, sometimes you have to walk away from it completely. You have to cut that
yeah,
cord, tied, whatever it is, you have to cut it. Cutting it, yes, it's going to hurt and it's going to be painful, but when you come out on the other side of it, you're going to feel so much better. It's going to be a new you. You're going to learn what you can tolerate, what you can't. You're going to here comes that word again, boundaries. Here comes a new set of boundaries. Okay, I'm not tolerating this. That's a new boundary. I'm not dealing with this. That's a whole new boundary. So when you are wanting and willing to grow, yeah, you gotta walk through the trenches of the trenches to get to the other side, to be that happy person that you want to be. whether it's a woman going through it or whether it's a male going through it. You have to go through it. Now, when it comes on the not knowing how to love part, when you don't know how to love, be open to someone trying to show you how to. Be open to someone trying to show you and help you experience what it is, a refreshing of kind of love. Be open to them, because once you be open to that, and you start growing and you be open to the love part, man, the possibilities that you can have in front of you can be endless. You may discover things about yourself that you didn't even know. A person who is willing to grow and willing to open up when it comes to love learn so many new things about themselves, and they become so refreshing, and they also become a better person, whether it's male or female. A male can make a woman become a better woman than she was before. A woman can make a man become a better man than he was before. Why? Because he opened the door for that, or she opened the door for that. She may be apprehensive, yes. He may be apprehensive, but once you open that door and you walk through it, the possibilities of it is endless. So you have to be willing to say, okay, this didn't work, but here comes this person willing to show me. Yeah, I'm a little scared, a little skeptical, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to walk through it to see what it is. And if I don't understand it, he or she will help me understand. But it also comes down to this: communication is key. Don't always yell, talk. Um, if you can't talk, write it down and give it to your partner so they can, okay, I have something that I want to give you. Can you read it? And then come back and sit down with me and give me your thoughts. Um, I've even come up with a method. Do you want to talk to me? Let's sit at a table and have a conversation. But the one rule that when we have this conversation, we sit at the table and we having this conversation is, once we talk about it, we cannot no longer go back to the table and pick it back up, because that conversation and what we talked about is dead. We're on to something new. We done went through the problem. We done figured out what the issue is. We done dealt with the issue. We done dealt with the problem. Now we're going to leave it at the table. We cannot go back to it at all. See, now if we go back to it, you, if we got to go back to it, that means you never got past it. And if you never got past it, then that's what that's going to do. That's going to stagnate you. That's going to stagnate the other person. Because now the other person is going to be like, well, dang, we did all that talking at the table. We sat down and had a conversation. We both set the boundaries that once we talk about it, then we're going to leave it alone and we're not going to pick it back up. But if he or she goes back to that table and pick it back up, which means, okay, it still bothers him. So then you say, okay, we promised we wasn't going to pick it back up, but let's go back to the table and find out what part of it bothered you. Let's dig deeper and find out what bothered you about it. What irritated you that you had to go back to the table and pick it back up and reopen that wound that we were not so opening it. So growing is a process, loving is a process, but it also comes with understanding, setting boundaries, knowing yourself as a person, and also learning yourself as a person. There's a lot of things that you have to go through. There's a lot of steps that you have to take.
Okay, and I'm happy you just said all that. I am so happy you just expressed that. Now let's take it back a couple of years, a lot of
Hmm.
years actually.
Hmm.
Now what happens when it's our mom and our dad? Cause would you tell her to love? I
You said
mean,
what I what?
I know some things I've saw, but was you taught how to love?
I was. I was taught how to love. I was taught how to love by my mom, but I was also taught how to love by my dad. I was also taught how to love by my goddad. I had uncles that taught me how to love, and my grandmothers that taught me how to love. Now, when it comes down to your mom and your dad, or parents in general, I'm gonna just say parents in general, that they both don't know how to love, that's a bigger issue because now
I
you have to
mean,
look at it.
I only said that because now here today that do exist, and it
Yeah,
are like it's literally young adults here like that exist that's in the
mhm,
phase of, oh, I gotta listen to mama. Mom knows this, dad knows this. When in actuality, how do you know if mom and dad knows best? I'm not against no
because
parenting. I'm
no, no,
just
no, no.
stating the
How do
obvious.
you know? How do you know what mom and dad knows best? Because at the end of the day, that's when co-parenting comes in. This is a whole different subject, whole different ballgame. You have to be willing to put as a parent, mom, dad, mom, and dad, whichever way your household is, or anybody household is, as a parent, you cannot project what mom and dad goes through on the children. You can't because at the end of the day, now you're going to put your own children at a crossroad. And the crossroad is this: I gotta listen to mom because why? I'm always with mom. But now I gotta listen to dad because why? I'm always with dad and mom's not around, or vice versa. No, you don't do that. At the end of the day, whether mom and dad is together or whether mom and dad are separated, when the child is going through something, I don't care which household the child is in, the other parent, if the child is with the mom need to pick up the phone and call the dad and say, hey, listen, your son is going through this. This is what's going on. Um, I need help. How do I fix it? So once that is established, that's a part of co-parenting. And once that
No,
is
wait, hold
established,
on, wait, pause. What happens when that's not there or that don't exist?
when that is not there and it don't exist, then if the parent has if the parent and the children are if it's just one parent household, then after that, if that don't exist, and then whatever parent has the children has to make the decision because the other parent is not there to help with the decision. So if the kids are solely with one parent and they have to make that decision, that means the parent who has the children solely has to make that decision because the other parent is not showing up. And when the other parent don't show up, that can cause even more conflict. So that sole parent who has the children is to make that decision. You can care less about what the other parent is saying because the other parent is not showing up.
Correct.
So when that comes, okay, the other parent ain't showing up. So his whatever his opinion is saying when it comes to children
But
doesn't matter because he's not there.
I'm
He's not
mad
there.
we just
Huh? Your mic went out again.
okay, hold on.
You said you
No,
mad because
I said I hate that we just switch gears to parent.
no, no, it's
But
okay.
no,
It's
what
okay.
I was trying to stay in the bubble of the opinion of left and right as far as
Mm-hmm.
being a kid, mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and then still on the lane of, oh, well, damn, this is what I was taught, or this is the lane that I gotta go down because this is all I know.
But then
And
depending on
then,
and this is what you say, depending on your mic went out again. Depending on the age of the child can go to the parents and say this, listen, I'm getting this from you, I'm getting this from you. This is what I need as your child, that both parents be on the same page. I don't care if it's two separate households. I need both my parents to be on the same page when it comes to me. I think a child has a right to say that because that's the child expressing himself. Then what's going to happen? Both parents going to look at each other sideways, saying, like, "Oh man, we've been doing that. Okay, so now who's going to take the lead and try to fix it?" Is it going to be the mom or is it going to be the dad?
Correct.
So it's when the compromisation starts to come in between both parents. We have to figure this out because if we don't figure this out down the line, you're going to railroad your children. And when I say railroad your children, it's going to be a disconnect, whether it's going to be the disconnect with the mom or the disconnect with the dad. So you have to find a way to, that also goes with growing. You have to find a way to meet in the middle because parents also have to grow too. They listen, you grow 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year.
Yeah, we all change.
Um, life changes parents. Life changes children. So at
Yeah,
the end of the day, you have to find that medium between the two to get a better understanding, to get a better level of this goes with love, loving your children equally, so that there is no disconnect between the two. Um, when it comes to loving, you have to learn how to love yourself. Love every part of you, the good part of you, the bad part of you, the ugly part of you, the part of you that you don't even understand about you. Love that part of you. Um, sometimes self-love, I say self-love is the best love.
yeah,
Because when you self-love,
yeah. Can't nobody tell you nothing.
can't nobody tell you nothing, but also self-love also brings in a person that can enhance that self-love and
Okay,
not knock it down.
okay.
Um, whether male or female, relationships or not, friendships, whatever, however anybody looks at it, always build your person up, build your friend up, build your partner up, your wife, your husband, build them up
I
because
always say that I don't care.
your mic went out again. I can't hear you. Your mic went out again. Last thing I heard you say, you said you always say it, and your mic just said no, no, no.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, I said I always say I don't care who, where, when, or why. If you're not
Mhm.
trying to, if we're not trying to better each other or elevate to another level, what are we
Correct.
doing?
Correct.
I'm
That is
not
so
like
true.
I'm
Hmm.
not no longer in the realm of staying in the hula hoop. I'm not. I'm I want to see so many different lanes and so many
Hmm.
different paths and go down this road.
But your mic went out again. You just having some technical difficulties today. Um, but you also have to, because your mic went out again. But you also have to
Okay,
find.
I'm sorry. I was just saying, not to cut you off. I was just saying, I want to see new roads, new tunnels. I want to experience new things. I don't want to just be sitting in the same lane that I feel like I've been placed in, and
Hmm.
it is starting to like annoy the crap out of me. But I'm learning and growing as we talking about, so it's
Right.
cool. I'm gonna get where I want to be. Trust me, I'm gonna get there.
But you're going to get there. But you also want you. But see, you wanted to experience new lanes. But at the same time, you have to find a person that's willing to jump in those lanes with you and move forward with you, so you don't do it by yourself.
Yeah, but
If you
even if I do it by myself, is that a problem?
no, it's
I
not a
know.
problem.
So it's just like
It's not
I'm
a
not
problem.
pushing
It's
nothing. I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not rushing nothing. I
it,
mean, it's always is what it is. It is what it's gonna be.
right, but it's not rushing anything. But at the same time, yeah, you sound to me you are a very independent woman. That's what I see. Um,
Why? Why do I get that all the time? And I ain't gonna lie,
You
I'm
get it. You
very,
get
very, very
you get that. You
highly
get
when it comes to very independent.
because
That
you
I
get
am,
that.
and
You.
I feel like knowing my life and knowing my trials and tribulations, I
Hmm.
had to be. So I'm sorry
So
if I don't even want to apologize, but that's just who I am.
don't apologize for it because at the
That's
end
just
of
who
the
I am.
day,
I know I said
because
my bad for apologizing. That's just who I
but
am.
don't apologize for being an overly independent woman. Don't do that. What you have to do, even though you are overly independent woman, you have to find somebody that's going to walk with you while you're being that overly independent woman and not being the one to step on your toes and say, okay, she's an overly independent woman. That man that you meet is going to sit there and say, okay, she's an overly independent woman. So, but how can I add to her? How can I add to her being overly independent? How can I help her direct the fact that she's overly independent and
I
still
was
be
always
and
told that I'm stubborn. Like I've
oh,
always got that.
you always show that you're what?
I was always told that I'm just too stubborn.
But sometimes, okay, when you some women are too stubborn, but some women have to learn to get out of their way of being stubborn. They have to. But when you find somebody that is persistent and that can move your stubbornness out of the way, when you find that person that can move your stubbornness out of the way and say, you know what, yeah, you stubborn, but guess what? It's going to happen this way. Or guess what? I want to see you do it this way. He's taking control of he's taming you being stubborn. That's what he's doing. He's taming it. Because at the end of the day, you can say, I'm not doing this, but that person you meet can say, you know what? Or that person that you're talking to can say, you know what? You don't want to do this today, but guess what? You getting up, you're gonna do it today. Because you've been sitting here doing the same thing for the past couple of days. So guess what? Today we're gonna do something different. Today you're gonna put that coat on, today you're gonna go outside and we're gonna experience new things.
Yeah,
So,
and that's so crazy you said that because that's how I am with my kids. Like,
but
and it be so wild because like sometimes I I I think I get in my own way because I be trying to be this this uh perfect person not only just for myself but for my kids, and of course I know I'm not perfect. It's just a
but
way of saying it.
it's a way,
But
right?
with me saying that, it's just
But
my mic.
you
Hold on,
also
my
have to
mic. Um, I didn't want my mic to go off, but I don't know. And I feel like with my kids, I
mhm,
don't know. It just molded me to be that way because it's like your opinion, and when it
mhm,
comes to this or when it comes to that,
right.
my I'm still on the my way highway thing,
But
but
let me let me
I'm slowly getting out of that.
I'm gonna
Slowly
stop you
getting
right
out.
there. Let me explain something when it comes to children. You can be the worst at anything that you do. You can be the bad. You can be good at anything that you do. You can be bad at anything that you do. But you know the one thing that I've learned when it comes to, especially that I learned from my son,
They
as
gonna
I
love you
watch
no
him
matter
grow,
what.
they're going to love you no matter what. It can be the worst, and you know what kids still turn out and say, you know what, mom, it's okay. You know what, dad, it's okay because guess what? To them, it may look bad to you, to them, but it may look bad to you, but to them, it's a beautiful piece of whatever it is. It's the best thing of whatever it is. You know, kids can turn
What?
a bad situation or anything that's bad into the most magical, beautifulest thing that has ever happened or they has ever done. Literally. And they can do that in the split of a second.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I don't know.
But
I'm in the lane of just growing more, bettering myself, and get myself where I need to be. That's my focus right now. Literally, I don't want to be
and
stuck in this present moment or stuck in this space. I want
But
to
if you don't,
grow more and see new things.
if you don't want to be stuck in this present moment or stuck in this present space, get out of the way of it. Move, move away from it. Move away from it. Leave it alone. Because
I
the more,
just,
because the,
I just love when you said that. You said then move.
yeah, then move. Move, get out of the way of it, because the more you sit in the way of it, the more you stay stuck in it, the more you're not going to want it. The more you just going to hold your own self back, because you still sit in that same spot, still sitting in that same situation. You're not moving. And as long as you sit in that same spot and not moving and still doing this, and still on that hamster wheel, as I call it, whoever that person is that's stopping you from growing and stopping you from moving, they loving it right now. They is loving it. For real, they loving it. Oh, that ain't gonna happen because she ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna happen because he ain't gonna do it. That person gonna be right there. Well, as soon as I turn around, they right there. But you know what hurts a person the most? When you stop being in that same spot, in that same predicament, in that same situation, and you're not there. So when they turn and you're not there, they're like, oh shit, they really did it. They really, really
Yeah,
did
and
it.
I kind of wanted to give you another scenario to see where your mind went.
Okay.
Okay, so what if this is not my perspective? I'm just speaking to whoever out there that could be listening or could be going through this. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if I'm the little girl that my dad wasn't around, or my dad didn't
Mm.
show me how to love nobody, or and
Mm-hmm.
your father probably.
If father is your first love, yeah. Your mic went out again. I can't hear your mic went out again.
Okay, now what if I'm that little girl that didn't see that or can't see that because of whatever circumstances?
If you didn't see it or you can't see it, let me ask you this. Let me. What would it? First of all, what would it look like to you?
Say that again.
You said, "What if you couldn't see it or you don't know what it is?" You but this. I'm gonna. I said, let me flip it for a minute. What would it look like to you if it was put in? If you had to paint a picture of it, what would it look like to you?
I'm taking anything for an answer.
No, mm-mm. You can't do that. You can't take anything for an answer because then again,
Like
what?
no, and I just said it that way because I don't know what they feel. I don't know what the hold on. I don't know what they feel. I don't know what they see. My father has been there. I'm speaking for the people that hasn't had
So
a dad
so
or that
so.
male role model.
But if they haven't had a dad or that male role model, they're looking for it.
Exactly. And what
And
if they
and
finding it in all the wrong places?
then you have to be willing, if you know that person, you have to be willing to pull on that person's coattail and say, hey, that's not it. Yes, it gets tiresome and it gets draining. But if you're pulling on that person's coattail and you say, hey, this is not it, this is not it. No, I don't want to see you do it. But you also at the same time have to show love and compassion so that they know, okay, this person does have compassion. This person does have love. This person does understand me. If you show them all those things, trust me, they'll turn it around
Okay,
because
now hold on. Wait,
because
wait,
they know
wait.
it's there.
Let's just say, for example, let's just say that little girl don't have one person to count on or lean on or any of that as far as leadership or teaching me right from wrong mentally.
Mm. Then you know what she does? Know what she would do? Go pick up a book. Pick up a book. Start reading about it.
And
That's how you
I
learn.
love that answer. I love that answer.
Start reading about
I
it.
love
That's how. If it wasn't given to you, pick up a book and start reading about it. There's a lot of self help books out here. Pick up a book, start reading about it, and you can learn. You don't have to read the whole. You can read the whole chapter, but you can take tidbits out of it that may mirror what you're going through. And be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, or okay, I'm gonna do that. But pick up a book and read about it, and trust me, it'll give you the answer. The good book can give you the answer, or a book that somebody wrote can give you the answer. That's just
And
like the book that came out years ago, Act Like a Woman but Think Like a Man. What you think women is out here doing since that book came out? They still acting like a woman, but they thinking like a man. And it's going vice versa. The men are out here still acting like men, but they're thinking like a woman.
okay,
So
now the reason I've gave that scenario is because I was just looking at a Naziah Harris case, and I'm sure you probably don't know nothing about it. I'm gonna tell you, and you
um
feel me, give you the scoop about a little bit of stuff. And
mhm.
I'm sure your face expression definitely gonna change. Cause when I say nobody in that soul had her back, everybody feel her, and I feel like that's really crazy. Out this world crazy, but yeah,
I've read a little bit about it. My opinion is that I feel like her family just threw her away.
I can see why you said that.
I feel like her family just
And
threw her away.
okay, and in that scope or stating what you just said, how do you feel about the generational curses?
We have to be willing to break those. We have to be willing to break them and not go back to what the generational curse was. Um, but I say we have to be willing to break them. I'm gonna use fatherless child for an example. That's a generational curse because that's big here. That's big here in this world. A lot of men grow up without dads. A lot of women grow up without moms. But the way you break that generational curse is when you have children, you be there for your children, regardless of morning, noon, night, day, whatever. If they call at 5 o'clock in the morning or they leave a message and you know you sleep, be sure to check your phone and say, "Oh snap, my son called. Let me call back and see what he wanted." Hey, Dad, what's going on? Hey, Dad, I just need to talk to you for a minute. Do you have a minute? I don't care if you guys, if you care if your schedule is busy as heck. Yes, son. Oh, yes, yes, my child, or yes, daughter, I have about a minute. Because once you start making it a way where you have a minute to talk to your children and you make it safe for them to come talk to you, you're breaking that generational curse. When you are there for the little moments, even if the little moments that you feel like it ain't about nothing, but those little moments do mean something to your children. And when you're there, trust me, they're gonna remember it years down the line. Oh, Dad, you remember this? Or oh, Mom, you remember this? And you're gonna be like, huh? I did that. Yeah, they're gonna remember and they're gonna cherish just the little moments just as much as they're gonna cherish the big moments. So to break those generational curses is you be there, you be that parent, you be there, you be there in a way that they feel as though, okay, I know I can call on my mom, I know I can call on my dad when I need them. That they're there every step of the way. Don't ever make your child feel like you've turned your back on them because that's a generational curse. That's a big generational curse.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear you out on that because I
Hmm.
ain't gonna lie, that's been one thing that I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard the story, I'm like, what? Like
Hmm.
I was low key shocked, but then as I dived into it a little more,
Yeah. I'm gonna
it
say a
just made me, not to cut you off, but it just made me look at and pay attention to like my own shit. Like I had to look at
hmm
myself in the mirror, like, hold on, Tia, like, hold on, check this,
hmm
check that, you alright?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta
And I
check
had to
yourself
put
at.
myself in my own place, like,
Hmm.
hold on, baby girl, we
You
gotta
gotta
look
fix
at
it.
this another
Hmm.
time or something like that.
Right. I'm gonna use myself as a prime example. Yes, my dad is alive. My dad hasn't really been there. I'm 40 now. My dad hasn't really been there. My dad has just now actually starting to come around. Um, the man that raised me is my goddad. He's raised me since I was little. Um, he's the one that taught me everything that I know. He's the one that gave me the blueprint of things. when it comes to being a man, when it comes to being a young man, when it comes, yes, I've made mistakes, don't get me wrong, but the one thing that he never did was he never turned his back on me. He was always there, whether if he was working and I needed to talk to him, whether when he came to see me at my mom's house or whether, hey, dad, what we doing this weekend? He always sat there in some way, shape, or form and made time for me. If I needed to talk, cry, laugh, whatever. I have some wonderful moments with my goddad, and I call him dad. Yes, I still have my biological dad, but I call my goddad dad because he's been there. He helped shape and mold me into the person and into the man that I am today, and he will always get the credit for that. Um, but that's how you break those generational curses. You be there for your children. You break them that way, and that goes back to the topic of this discussion, but part of the topic of this discussion today, growth. Wanting, not knowing how to grow. That's how you grow. That's how you move forward. That's how you break the generational curses. That's how you learn what love is. You break those generational curses is being a parent and being there. I don't care whether you're miles and miles away, you can always make ways of being there for your children.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether it is to show them love, show them appreciation, you can always find a way to be there.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, and I wanna throw another idea out there to you.
Okay.
Okay, say back in our younger days when we was kids.
Hmm.
Now, say we seen a certain lifestyle, mom's house, we seen a different lifestyle at
Hmm.
their house.
Hmm.
Now, when you say our past life or past events kind of did something to us or changed us or molded us in the same way.
Yeah, because sometimes your past moments that you see that your parents do can emulate your future. And when I say emulate your future, meaning say if you seen your dad in a younger age, say, and this is just me figuratively speaking, and I'm not speaking on nobody in particular, it's just an example. Let me put that out there. Say if you seen your dad sell drugs. Okay. You as a younger child think, okay, that's fast money. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, my dad makes the money.
Right? Can you
But
see
the
that
parent,
there's my
but the
wrong? Yeah.
but the parent is not saying, kid, this you can't do this. This is wrong. The parent is
Right.
glorifying that. So what do you know what the child's gonna grow up doing? The same
That
thing the dad did. But you know what's gonna happen
yeah.
to the dad? If something happened to the child, the dad's gonna feel guilty and say, dang, I should have been there to deter my son from doing it. But you had the chance to be there to deter your child from doing it, and when he started doing it, you started praising him for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're not really breaking the generational curse. You're actually adding to it.
Yeah,
So
that's more, and that goes into a whole nother
yeah.
conversation that I kind of want to have as as far as our past life and our future, but
Oh yeah,
we had that a whole nother day.
we will. We definitely will. So I just feel like to get out of to to stop feeling like you are being and so stop feeling like you don't know how to grow. You got to get out your own way and stop feeling like yeah you don't know how to love. Be open to it. That's how you fix those. You got to get out your own way of everything that you have going on. Move the things that's stopping you from growing. Move. Just move away from it. You could still be where you are. You just have to move differently and move away from it. Hey, I'm not accepting this from you no more. So just go on about your business and keep on doing whatever it is that you're doing. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to stop my growth and keep me here. You can stay where you are, but I'm going to keep on moving so I can grow and move past you. Because one thing somebody told me, and this was years ago, the older you get, you're going to be moving forward. And those same people, when you come back around, will still be doing the same thing that they did 5, 10 years later. You know what's so funny? It is so true because I've seen it in I've seen it in my own city and I've seen it in this world.
Yeah, of
So,
course. It got a lot
so,
to do with like what we talking about, like change and not being able to
mhm.
grow.
So at the end of the day, if you want to grow, and this goes for anybody, if you want to grow, move away from it. Move. Because at the end of the day, what's meant to be will be will be. And what's not meant to be, it won't be.
Exactly. And I am so on this hiatus to get that crap out of where I'm at now. I want to move so bad. I just don't know where I want to move to. But I definitely like I set in my mind as a kid that once I start traveling, I want to keep doing it, and I want to be an advocate for people like me, and that's always been
And
something
you
I
can do
wanted
that. And you can
for
do that.
myself.
You can do that. You can be the voice that you need to be for other people. You definitely can do that. But like I said, if you want to grow, move whatever's stopping you from going out your way and don't go back to it. If you wanna if you want that love and anything else that comes with that, be open to it. Let it come to you. If it's coming to you, let it come. Um, because when it comes to you, that will help you grow. That goes hand in hand. That'll help you grow. That'll help you and want to be a better person. That'll help you a bit. Whether it's married or woman, it'll help you be a better person, be a better man, or be a better woman. Be better in anything and everything that you want to do. Because love changes people and love changes things. Love can change your surroundings. Love can change so much, but a lot of people are not open to it. Why? Because they've been hurt. So you also have to be open to change. And if you are open to change, everything else, like I always say, everything else will follow. You'll stop feeling like you can't grow. You'll stop feeling like you don't want love because when that comes and that love comes knocking on your door, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna turn it away or are you gonna accept it? Because if you turn it away and you try to go back to it, it may not be there. And then guess what? You're gonna be mad at yourself because you missed that opportunity. So I say this, be open to, and this goes for any and everybody. Always be open to whatever comes your way, especially if it's going to help you become a better person.
And for me, I would want to say, be you, be true to yourself, love yourself fully, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Whatever is in your path, stay steady on that. Look in your bright, shiny, pretty mirror and love on you to the most and the fullest that you can. I want to say thank you for pulling up that wood chair, grabbing that cup of coffee, putting down that crutch, getting comfortable as you can, and taking a listen to us. Because, honey, when I say I like to get deep, I like to get deep.
Yeah,
And when I say if it's not me and it's not him,
yes.
it's more
It's
like we say, honey.
bang. Yeah. So,
I'm
ladies
just
and gentlemen,
saying.
until next
So,
time, until
peace.
next time, peace.